Welcome to part 2 of our sweater, and this video is starting at row 55 where we're working on the main body of the sweater, and so we need to come across the front with fisherman's rib and take our 2 raglan sleeves off our needles and put those onto either a barber cord or even a piece of yarn. So again, begin at the start of your row, work across the front to your first marker, and now we're going to just slip our cord, or I'm using a barber cord, I'll slip it over my needle or just use a piece of yarn to take the sleeves off of our needles, slip them onto a cord, and we'll come back and work to finish those sleeves after we've completed the main body. So we're just taking them off our needles in order to continue working in the round for the lower half of the sweater. Now, before you go and begin to knit the fisherman's repeat across the back, we do need to add some stitches for underneath the arms. So for a small, cast on 4 new stitches before you continue around the back, and for medium and large, cast on 8. Then again, you're going to continue your fisherman's repeat across the back. Take the second sleeve off onto a second barber cord or yarn, cast on those additional stitches, and complete the row going back around to the front and the V-neck. For the next row, as you reach those new cast on stitches, you'll just continue the fisherman's repeat, because we're working always again in that 2 repeat, whether it's a knit 1 below purl or a purl 1 below knit. And now we have our front and our backs joined, and we're just going to continue to work the body of the sweater in the round. So as we continue to do that, there's a few things that I'd like to highlight, because making alterations to the bottom half of the sweater is very easy. And so again, barber cords are great. You can slip the main body off onto a barber cord, check fit, and see how to customize and tailor the sweater to fit your body perfectly. So the first thing that usually I want to highlight is, if you do have someone who is a size medium but has a much larger chest, you may want to add some increase stitches at this point for the chest on the front panel only. And so again, just follow the instructions I've given for increases and decreases, and you can try it on and see what works for you. For the fisherman's rib, because it's reversible, it's a little thick and chunky, which I love, but also makes it a little boxy. So on the one that I'm demonstrating, I did waist decreases just to bring it in a little and give it a bit of shape. So again, I didn't need the bust increases, but you can try the sweater on. I've listed the rows where I'm suggesting decreases, but again, try it, make sure it works at your waist to highlight what you want to highlight, and you can easily then do some decreases to just nip it in and give it some lovely shape. This is the sweater before I did the decreases. I found it just to be a little too large, a little too big. And so I frogged it out and went back and did a few decreases at the waist. So again, you could do just 2 stitches on either side, or if you want more, adapt it as kind of needed. Because the rip was really stretchy, and I kind of went to a 15-inch length from the underarm, that's the length I love. I didn't add any waist or hip increases, but those are easy to accommodate as well. So again, just try it on until you get to the length that you prefer, and you can go ahead and finish it off. I also put in some links if you do have, as you've taken it off onto barber cords, you can see some errors that you've made. There's lots of links in the pattern for some easy fixes. So after you've done the length, we then pick up the stitches off those barber cords to finish our arms. Again, you're going to decrease the arm to the appropriate length for your wrist. I've again suggested, but if you like a tighter fit, you can definitely do additional decreases. You'll think that I left the wrist kind of wide, but I highlight that again, the finish that I'm using is an I-cord hem, and that does shrink the width of the opening. So my wrist size is a little larger in the pattern to accommodate for this I-cord bind off, but if you were for example changing it and doing a 1x rib kind of trim on your wrist, you like it a little bit more fitted on the wrist, then you could add in some additional decreases, or again, if you like your arm really fitted, not quite as chunky or bulky, you could tailor it in with some additional decreases as you work down to the length that you like for your wrist as well. In the neckline, I highlighted that I did a much wider I-cord because I wanted to tack it over for the neckline. Here I'm doing a 5 I-cord, so I cast on 5 stitches. Because I wanted it to sit a little flatter instead of curl as much, I knit the first 2, purled the 3rd to see if that would help just keep it shape a bit better, knit the 4th, and then I joined the last 2 stitches with my back loop only, again to bind it off and join it back to the hem. So I didn't tack my I-cords on my sleeves. I didn't think it was quite as visible as it was on the neckline, and so again, depending on your preference, I in the neckline video showed how I sort of seamlessly put the 2 ends together. I did the same thing for the sleeves, and again you can see how on the one side you do have the back side to the I-cord or the front side to the I-cord, and again you can face that on whichever side you prefer, again based on maybe the color pattern that you think you'll wear out the most. So again, this is creating a lovely reversible sweater in a Fisherman's knit repeat, and again lots of options to choose different trims and to alter it to really customize it to fit you. Thanks for watching.